Every 2 years, Lupe Fiasco comes out, says something out the side of his mouth about Kendrick. People respond. Lupe says, "You didn't hear what you thought you heard. This is what I meant. It's your fault for not understanding me." Rinse, repeat. All right, Lupe, Kendrick, Lupe. As y'all have seen on my other videos, I don't really prefer when Lupe Fiasco talks about Kendrick Lamar because oftentimes it just comes across better. But these are two of my favorite rappers of all time, so let's see what Lupe has to say. Let's go.
The other way. Who should we like because they make good music? Name names.
Kendrick, Lupe.
Who else?
Old Kanye. SZA makes stuff.
Wait, how you gonna like old Kanye?
What's the question? Who should we like because they make good music?
I like new Kanye too, though. But I don't feel like getting into a.
Is he asking who makes good music?
Let's see.
Rock Marcy.
Larry June's dope. Currency.
And we should like them.
What do you mean? What do you
Their
mean?
music, yeah. No, I didn't say that.
So what are you saying?
What are you?
You came in here and said I'm a Lupe. I'm a Kendrick fan. Right. After we were saying, and I said that's good.
I'm a Kendrick fan more than his music.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't know anything about Kendrick. I wouldn't even say I'm a fan. I don't even like using that word on myself or on others because I'm not fanatical. Fan is short for fanatic. I'm not fanatical about any of these guys. I just like their music. But I mean, Lupe's in the industry, so maybe he knows Kendrick personally. Okay, it makes sense.
That's dope, though. And so am I.
For what?
There's an overall message there. There's a sense of care. There is when you press play on a Kendrick project, you 9 times out of 10 will walk away feeling more than just entertained.
Okay.
So that's why
I like his creativity and his conceptualization. I like
his
ability.
Yeah.
And the decisions that he makes. I also like his impact into the culture for Black folks. I like listening and inspires Black folks.
I'm trying to understand what are we talking about here?
I don't like him.
Okay. But Lupe, you got to understand the things you have said about Kendrick in the past, which I've covered for years now. I've been covering this stuff. When we used to make videos out of my car, I've upgraded. I have a whole room just for videos. Lupe was talking about Kendrick even back then. But in song, in interview, and on social media, Lupe jabs at Kendrick. Now, people on social media were saying, well, people just keep asking him. People keep asking Lupe about Kendrick, so yeah, he's gonna respond. But it was a annual 1-year anniversary of Joker's Wave yesterday. Lupe probably gets hundreds of questions per day. Lupe chooses to speak about Kendrick. He picks and chooses those questions about Kendrick. So Lupe has to be aware, like, why people think he feels this way about Kendrick Lamar. I mean,
because even if I don't like all his songs or listen to all his songs, and same thing with Drake, I understand their impact into the culture, and I would never, ever, ever, because for me, it's us first. Never, ever
for me too.
Disparage.
What are we talking about? Let's see.
The point that I said, I don't have a problem with you. Show me a
that could die.
Stop. Show me where.
He said stop.
I've explicitly said I don't like him.
So now we're playing semantics. Come on, Lupe. Wasalu. Lupe the Fiasco. We're playing semantics. You know damn well you have said things about Kendrick Lamar that people have construed as bitter.
The album, whatever, because you had swimming pools of liquor, right? We can get busy, right?
You're just taking a shot at that song?
People are not just pulling this out of thin air. No, you have not said verbatim, I do not like Kendrick Lamar in a public space. But the energy you've put out, the comments you've made, has eluded a lot of people. It's not just 1 or 2 people. It's eluded a lot of people to believe you are bitter towards him. This is just facts.
Facts!
Like, people aren't just pulling this out of their ass.
Show me that. And then we can move on. If I'm telling you,
If I was facetious, I would say who's dude?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, there we go.
What are we talking about?
It just seems like I don't know what it is. It just seems like there is some type of, like, I don't know, like, it seemed like there's an issue. It just seemed like it. And I'm pleasantly...
I can know.
These guys, they know, but he's not that good at articulating himself.
Pleasantly, like, I'm happy to know that there's not, Coming from your mouth, I'm happy to know that.
Okay, so now you can
Pause.
So now you can leave.
Did she pause it too? Did she pause it too?
Coming from your mouth, I'm happy to know that.
Okay, so now you can.
Pause.
So now you can leave because your mission's done.
Okay, can we talk to somebody else?
So you can remove yourself from this right now. No, like not just mute yourself. Like you can remove yourself from the stage because you got what you came for. There we go.
Why so defensive, Lou? Well, let me ask Lupe these questions.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Because I want to bring up examples. Then why did you say this? Then why did you say that? Then why is your name always... Why are you always talking about Kendrick? Kendrick never talk about you. I would ask him. And again, you ask me my favorite rappers of all time. It depends on how I feel. I might put Lupe before Kendrick. Some days I'll put Kendrick before Lupe. So I have no bias here towards either side of them. Even with the red LA hat on, I have no bias. Like, I liked Lupe way before I liked Kendrick.
One thing that I wish I had, and this is me being open and vulnerable, that I've always like looked at, was like, wow, that man, I wish I had that. I wish I had that creative space that they created at TDE. I had it for, and when I say wish I had it back. Because when we first started,
Atlantic.
that was our like thing. It was super creative, multiple people in the space. The engineer was crazy. The creativity was flowing. Going to the studio was a joy. Chill was there. It was a whole like creative unit.
So there is a bit of envy there. See, Lou, even though you didn't say it directly, I'm jealous of Kendrick, you've admitted there is somewhat a bit of envy. You wish you had the creative space that Kendrick had. And you got to put context around what he's saying. Around the time Kendrick Lamar started catching heat, for real, like really when he started becoming popular, 2010, 2011, where was Lupe's career? It was good, but he was in the midst of the Atlantic Records battle with Lasers. Lasers, which is an album that Lupe Fiasco himself has admitted, the label kind of forced me to put some of these songs on some of these features. That album was not totally in his vision. So what am I saying? The creativity that he once enjoyed was pulled from him. Now he's looking at a guy who's in his same space, occupies a very similar market share, who has that creativity, that space of creativity that he does not have anymore. And that guy is accelerating past him while Lupe is kind of being stagnated by his label for the lack of creativity that they're giving him. So there is a bit of envy, like come on, man, like.
And that all got broken up. You know, Chill going to prison, all that stuff. And so
I wonder what year he's talking about though. When he mentioned his creativity, you know, when it got ripped away. See, I referenced those Lasers years, like 2010, 2011. But I wonder what years he is referencing specifically when he says the creativity got ripped from him, Chill going to prison, etc.
One was like, man, I was so happy that those things exist. And even in that Peter Rosenberg interview, well, I called Peter Rosenberg a nut hugger.
Nut hugger, right?
Yeah, I always been a fan of Kendrick. I'm not a nut hugger like you, but
very jovially.
Jovially.
Was that the thing that I do admire and wish that I was part of was that creative piece. To know that you got like mixed by Ali doing the ill edits with the crazy vocal blah blah blah, with the beat selection and the DJ Dahis and all these other dudes is just in there with the Ab Soul right there, with the J-Rock right there, with just the collective, with the SZA throwing a hook here and there, with the Punch, who's not only the president, but is also a client.
He's thought hard about this.
Raps, and you're just surrounded by certain energies. And whenever I would meet with artists or people that know of artists, or artists that I really admire, I would always kind of push them or their people to like, man, you should see if you can get dude around a bunch of rappers. So if it's an MC who I thought was lackluster in their skill set, but they had like a very ill like creative approach or voice,
outlook,
their bars was just weak. You know, I'm like, man, you should see if you can get around this MC or get around that MC, or where's a space that you can kind of get in to develop yourself as an MC. And I always looked at TDE as being that creative space. So even to go back to the interview with Peter Rosenberg, that's what I say.
That's not what you say. That's not what you say. You're in the interview, and I don't even have to rewatch the interview because I remember it. I've done a video on it. Lupe chastises Rosenberg for basically saying Kendrick is one of the best out.
He dropped the best album of the last decade.
Here we go.
Look at him, decade. 10 whole years.
Kendrick's
like,
out.
Are these nuts? Let me hug these. It's like,
Why are you tight?
wow.
He's tight about it.
For being a huge fan of Kendrick, Lupe, when you watch it, he chastises Rosenberg. Lupe didn't come in all articulate like, well, it's the creative space and this and that. You know, it's the creative space that he has, and I wish I had that, and he's lucky to have that, and mixed by Ali. He didn't say that. He chastised Rosenberg for being a Kendrick fan. And even if that wasn't Lupe's intention, guess what? Everybody else saw it that way. So is everybody else crazy, or did you just not explain yourself well? There's a chance that everybody else is crazy. I feel that way sometimes. There's also a chance you didn't explain yourself well enough. There's also a chance you're capping.
Right. Go back to the piece where I was talking with Averb, when this whole thing kind of kicked off about who I think is a better rapper, etc. It was like the one thing that you can call me out on is wanting to be a part of that TDE creative space.
You never okay, y'all gotta show me. Maybe I missed something. I'm open to being wrong. Where did Lupe ever, except for right now, talk about how he wanted to be a part of TDE in that creative space? And this is something he's been harking on for minutes now. So there is envy there. There is envy, even if it's not meant, even to Lupe, if he's not manifesting it as jealousy, which to us is obviously manifesting as jealousy and has been manifesting that way for years now. To him, even if it isn't, he doesn't feel, okay, I have envy because I didn't have a TDE around me and that kind of got taken from me. Even if he doesn't feel like he's manifesting it and taking it out on Kendrick, there's still envy there. So stop acting like everyone is just making stuff up and then you went in this interview and didn't say this, but you said that. All this stuff is online, bro. Like, bro, all this stuff is currently online still. It's public information. Anybody can go look up these interviews and see that you didn't say what you're saying that you said. Say that you're saying what you're said.
Just because I know it would make me a killer. But at the same time, too, I had it because I was like, those people are around me right now. Don't nobody got a problem but y'all.
Yeah, nobody got a problem with us. We just pulling shit out of thin air, right? Stop the bullshit. Okay, here goes. Joe Budden, Lupe Fiasco.
Of negativity.
Nah, I was just on the Twitter doing some housekeeping, and I seen you was up, so I just jumped in. That's all.
All right, I thought you were coming in here to get at me.
Nah, I would never get at you. If I get at you, you know I'm gonna call you.
That is true. That is true.
I'm gonna do the public shit.
You have been on a tear as of late.
I mean, even when I don't do nothing, I do something, right?
I like that. I like that. I'm banned from talking about the beef, and this is not beef room. But I just want to let you know I see you laying your fork in the sand on where you stand on things, and that's commendable for me.
I haven't listened to any of the songs.
I did.
So what did Lupe say? If he didn't listen to any of the songs, why would he even be speaking about what happened during the Drake and Kendrick beef?
Did not know that.
Yeah, that's baffling to people. I stopped listening. I listened to Push-Ups.
So you did listen to some of the songs. You see how the stupid shit starts forming? I didn't listen to any of the songs. Well, I listened to Push-Ups and then this one and then that one, but I didn't listen to anything. So you listen to the songs, nigga. Stop this stuff, man. Stop it.
And was the Ross response, and then after the Ross response, I haven't listened to anything, so I haven't heard any of the records. Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us. I kind of tapped out.
Oh, so that's even doper that you just going off your sheer hate for one of them niggas.
Facts. That's facts. Hey, yo, 100% accurate. Let's hear that again. Like, I didn't hear what Lupe said about the beef. Again, maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spots. But how could you talk about the Kendrick and Drake beef if you allegedly didn't hear any of the songs? But, you did hear one of the songs, but it was only Drake's diss. and then until you did hear some of the songs. But so how are you talking about it? And then Budden is like, yo, so that's impressive because you're talking about this at length. You ain't heard none of the songs. You don't know what's going on in the beef. So you just going off your hate. That's facts.
There's Meet the Grams, Not Like Us. I kind of tapped out.
Oh, so that's even doper that you just going off your sheer hate for one of them. I'm the opposite of you.
You hate Drake, I know.
No, Joe Budden is actually a huge fan of Drake. Like,
no, but it's from love.
I know.
And you hate Kendrick. No, I don't love.
No, I love that.
Like, I love Drake.
No, you don't love Drake though.
You don't love Kendrick.
You actually.
it's like you two can play that game. It's crazy that I'm leaning towards Joe Budden's side versus Lupe. Lupe is one of my favorite rappers ever, top 2, top 3. Joe Budden is not even my top 100.
Dissed him. You got the first diss record.
You got diss records towards Kendrick, fool.
Actually dissed Kendrick.
You right. I haven't.
Yeah, I know you have. It's me, nigga. All that shit you said in that room the other day, I was like, hey, dog.
No. I thought you was talking about the Control response.
SLR2 is the track.
Everybody responded to Control.
No. Stop. The people who were mentioned on Control responded. J. Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, Tyler the Creator, Mac Miller. Nowhere on Control did Kendrick say Lupe. You were not mentioned. You sound smart to somebody dumb. Not me though. Not me though.
No, I thought you was talking about the Control response. But everybody responded to Control.
There were people mentioned on Control who didn't even respond to it. You were not mentioned, but you responded. Make it make sense.
I know, me too.
Yeah, everybody. So even you. But I never dissed him though. That was just the Control response. And I wasn't even talking to him. I was kind of talking to his fans.
Okay.
Well, you got some
okay.
You are the opposite of me. The same way I have like interviews or just content pieces where people could surmise that, hey, this nigga might really hate that nigga. You have the same just on the other end. That's why I love that this is me and you.
Because we like
true.
Like dark side, light side. You light side, I'm dark side.
No,
y'all are two sides of the same coin. Yes, two sides of the same coin.
I like to see two contrasting opinions from two MCs of our caliber. That's what I like.
Well, Joe Budden, our caliber. Joe Budden, you're not on Lupe Fiasco's level. I'm sorry to tell you.
But I genuinely don't have any issues. Like I really don't.
So why are you always talking about this nigga? Explain it. You don't listen to it. You know the diss records. You didn't listen to this. You didn't listen to that. So he never talks about you. So why are you always talking about him? You just in the last interview you just admitted you have envy towards him because he had something that got taken away from you. Make it make sense.
I'm not gonna force that narrative like the rest of the internet because I don't have any issues with Drake.
I can't even say nothing without it. Like he just woke up today and I was like, damn, I just woke up. But anyway.
Yes, bro, because nobody's even including you in these talks. You weren't mentioned on Control, but you responded. You didn't listen to the Drake and Kendrick beef, but I guess he spoke about it. I didn't see that part, so I can't confirm it. And now you're just randomly talking about Kendrick again. You're always, every couple years, like every 2 years, Lupe just goes on like this thing about Kendrick. And there was something a couple months ago where Complex did an article about rappers who have apologized to Kendrick. And that article mentioned was Jay Electronica, this rapper, that rapper, also Lupe. Then Lupe comes out, I didn't apologize. Bro, all this stuff is public info. I don't know if you know this. But we can go and pull up a screenshot of you apologizing. Stop it.
But I do like, I'll end with this. I do like when you say shit like, hey, I rap better than anybody, so take it however the fuck you want to take it.
That's the energy though, right? But
Yeah, I like
No, that's not your energy, Lupe. Your energy is bitter, and then you throw the stone, and then you hide your hand. That's the energy, but it's not your energy.
that. Don't explain where the 808s was made.
Oh, no, do that. Don't do that, Joe. Don't I'll teach this. I got a job.
I know.
Ooh, nigga, relax.
I know you on your. I know you teach it.
No, but I'm saying that energy of like, yeah, as a rapper, like you can love everybody. Like, man, you got love for each other, but I will light you up if we ever got into a beef, right? On some rap shit.
That's debatable.
But you know, you gonna try your best. I'm gonna try my best. Right?
That's much better worded. When I was outside, you was one of the people I was looking for, and you never popped up.
But you know, you handled yours. You claimed you didn't really have to do nothing because you took Pump It Up back from Jay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So you was already solid. You had kind of proved like, oh yeah, don't fuck with Joe.
Yeah, no. I look for people. Win, lose, or draw, I'm coming to the fight.
Yeah.
And I ain't won a whole bunch of losses either, but I put that in there.
Yeah, you had some losses, Joe Budden. The rap battle you lost versus Hollow the Dawn. You lost the rap beef versus Game. You lost the rap beef versus Ransom. You lost the rap beef versus Lil B, Bass God.
You know my issue with you is that you just stop doing it. Stop doing this shit. This fuck shit. But
oh man.
Mm-hmm.
This fuck shit, but here you are doing it.
You know my issue.
issue. Oh God. That narrative is getting popular. That narrative is going around out there.
But I'm on my kind of cleanup campaign because I got to do it. So that's another reason I jumped in here. Joe Budden community. This is Lupe Fiasco. I do not have a problem. No matter what was said in the past, what you think happened, what didn't happen, I personally and professionally do not have a problem with my brother in arms, Kendrick Lamar.
That's fine. So after this, I think we can safely assume that Lupe is never going to speak about Kendrick in a negative or bitter way, anything that can be looked at except love, right? No, we all know that's a lie. Every 2 years, Lupe comes out, says some shit out the side of his mouth about Kendrick. People respond. Lupe says, you didn't hear what you thought you heard. This is what I meant. It's your fault for not understanding me. Rinse, repeat, 2 more years come by. People respond to it like, why is he saying this? People are like, oh, he sounds bitter. Then he comes out and he says, I didn't say what you thought you heard. What I meant was this, and you guys are misinterpreting everything. Rinse, repeat, 2 more years come by. Lupe comes out, says some shit out the side of his mouth about Kendrick. People respond. Lupe says, you didn't hear what you thought you heard. This is what I meant. It's your fault for not understanding me. Rinse, repeat. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.